For the Voice of Truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
We forever INC.
Don't be afraid to take the baby steps. It's another day, don't forget, 'cause just a prayer away. Don't give up now, trust the process and keep learning. And if you need a friend, we're in this together, together, together. We're in this together, together, together. We're in this together, 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 together as a family in faith and melody.
Yes, hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Magandang umaga, tanghali, magandang gabi. To each and every one of you, this is INCradio's Faith and Melody. This is the place where we have meaningful conversations about life, but also about our faith as members of the Iglesia ni Cristo Church of Christ, and also listen to inspiring Iglesia ni Cristo or INC original music. I am your host for today's broadcast. This is Jay, broadcasting in my home studio in the land down under here in the District of Victoria, Australia, where it is currently local time for me, 2:03 a.m. on a Wednesday. It's Wednesday morning for me here, and also Wednesday morning in our main studio there in the Philippines, 12:03 a.m. in our main studio there in the Philippines. So happy midnight to each one of you. Magandang madaling araw, right? Is that right? For everyone that's tuning in from this part of the world. But for everyone else, happy Tuesday, and thank you for tuning in with me today. I'm very excited that you can join me, and hope that you can tune in for our broadcast and our conversation on today's show. Because today's topic is something that's inspired by something that's simple, but it's also really thought-provoking, and that's living a life in balance. Because we know that life can get busy really quickly, right? Between work, between school, responsibilities, family, friends, and everything else that's happening all around us. Sometimes the things that give us joy, that brings us joy and helps us to recharge are the first things that get left behind. So today, let's explore what it means to live a balanced life. Not by trying to do everything and trying to do everything perfectly, but by making intentional room for the things that help us grow, stay healthy, connect with others, and strengthen our relationship to our Almighty God. So I hope you can join me for today's conversation. But why don't we go ahead and get the show started by listening to the first song on our playlist, the INC original music titled Tutupad Pa Rin. Stay tuned, everyone.
Gigising ng maaga, uniforme ko'y plansyado na. Kahit madaling araw, excited na't kapilya ay tanaw. Ilog man o karagatan, maputik man ang daraanan, patag o bako-bakong daan, hindi makahadlang, di mapipigilan sa sinumpaan. Isa ang nasa isipan, tutupad pa rin. Kahit na anong hirap at tiisin, tutupad pa rin. Kahit may panganib at kahit usin, tutupad pa rin. Di kaya man o lumbay, pangangong buhay, sigaw ng puso sa overtime di ako kasama. Merong mas mahalaga higit pa sa ganyang biyaya. Kahit na pagod sa trabaho, papahinga lang ng kaunti. Alam kong di ako malulugi kung tutupad muli. Di mapipigilan sa sinumpaan. Isa ang nasa isipan, tutupad pa rin. Kahit na anong hirap at tiisin, tutupad pa rin. Kahit may panganib at kahit tutupad pa rin. Di kaya manunumpay pangakong habang buhay, sigaw ng puso ang tutupad pa rin. Dahil tawag ng tungkulin, tutupad pa rin. Masaya kahit napapagod, dahil sa alam kong may kabuluhan ang paglilingkod. Di manghihinayang sa pagtupad ng tungkulin, at di papayag na mawala pa ito sa akin. Di mapipigilan sa sinumpaan. Isa ang nasa isipan, tutupad pa rin. Kahit na anong hirap at tiisin, tutupad pa rin. Kahit may panganib at kahit usin, tutupad pa rin. Di kaya manunumbay pangakong habang buhay, sigaw ng puso ay tutupad pa rin. Tutupad kahit tawag ng tungkulin, tutupad pa rin. Tutupad pa rin. Kahit na anong hirap at tiisin, tutupad pa rin. Tutupad kahit may panganib at kahit usin, tutupad pa rin. Di kaya manunumbay pangakong habang buhay, sigaw ng puso ay tutupad pa rin. Dahil tawag ng tungkulin, tutupad pa rin.
Yes, hello. Welcome back again. This is Faith and Melody. This is Jay, broadcasting here in Australia. And also to each one of you, thank you for tuning in on today's broadcast, where later we'll be talking about finding balance. Finding balance, not about doing everything perfectly, but about making room for simple things that help us become healthier and more fulfilled. That and more on today's conversation. Now, if you haven't already hit the like button on our YouTube channel for this episode, go ahead and make sure that you hit the thumbs up or the like button there for this broadcast. We do truly appreciate it. And of course, share this link around to your friends, to your family, to your group chats that you might have. And before we do get into our conversation today, I can see a lot of messages coming in. I will give you a shout out. I'll read those out in a little bit. But first, why don't we kick everything off by starting our kickoff chat segment? Can we get our kickoff chat bumper, please?
Let us know if it's something that you're willing to take up as a
Kickoff chat.
Okay, so for our kickoff chat question today, this is a quick segment that we do here on Faith and Melody just to get the brain juices flowing for the conversation that we'll be having today. The kickoff chat question we're asking is, what's one area of your life you'd like to intentionally invest in this week. And that's a big word. That's something that we use a lot here on Faith and Melody, being intentional, right? You're choosing, you're making a choice, taking action. What is one area of your life that you want to intentionally invest in this week? It requires a little bit of reflection, I believe, but we do have 4 options for you here just to help you make a simple choice for today. So what we've got here for number 1, it's health. Number 2, let me move out of the way. So number 1, it's health. Number 2, maybe peace. You want to invest, you want to intentionally work on peace in your life this week. Number 3, maybe connection, right? Connecting with your friends, with your family, with your community. Or number 4, faith. If you want to join in for our kickoff chat, let me know which area of your life between this 4, wait, where am I pointing at? So this 4 here, right? Which one you would want to be focusing on for this week for you? Is it your health? Is it number 2, peace? Is it number 3, connection? Or number 4, faith? Just let me know there in the chat. And while you're typing in your answers, let me do a quick shout out to everyone there. Our first greeting there in our YouTube live chat is from our Kuya Joshua Arteta. I know it's a little bit late there in the Philippines, but he has a lot of greetings for a lot of people, people that's important, especially in his part of the world. His greeting here is aming tagapangasiwa, kapatid na Ricky Dante, and at sa kanyang sambahayan. He's also greeting their KSKP, kapatid na Gary, Gray Chea, at sa kanilang sambahayan. He's also greeting their pangalawang tagapangasiwa kapatid na Daniel David and to his household as well. Their KSKI kapatid na Romel Bayon and to his household. And he's also greeting, Kuya Joshua Arteta is also greeting all the officers that have duties there in the New Era Distrito ng Dasmariñas City, Cavite. And also their TSB coordinator, kapatid na Eduardo Santos Jr. and his household. So greetings to each one of you there from our Kuya Joshua Arteta. Hello as well to Ka Mercedes that's greeting us. Happy viewing from Hillsborough District of Oregon. So thank you so much for tuning in with us po, Ka Mercedes. We also have Ka Glacy Javier saying magandang madaling araw po mula po sa lokal ng Victoria Distrito ng Mindoro Oriental. Maligayang panunood po mga kapatid. Magandang madaling araw din po Ka Glacy from me here in the District of Victoria. Here in the District of Victoria in Australia. So yes, thank you so much for tuning in po. And as well, hello to Ka Romel Rosales saying hello po watching Rosales family, lokal ng Malibay, Distrito ng Makati. And yes, thank you so much for tuning in po with us and to everyone that's there in our chat. Kuya Ian has a song request. We're working on that, Kuya Ian, to get that song request. But Kuya Ian also greeted us. Did I shout out Kuya Ian? Yes. Greetings to everyone from Kuya Ian Andres from Rizal East, sending in his request for the song Shield. So we're trying to get that loaded up for you, Kuya Ian. He also says, Kuya Ian says for him, his area of his life that he wants to work on is health. He says, I have been slacking off lately in terms of eating healthy. So I want to bounce back and continue with my plant-based diet. I know, Kuya Ian, you mentioned this before, that you're focusing on eating healthy, less junk food and that sort of thing. Very good, right? And it's okay. Speaking for someone that's also trying to be healthier and healthier eating, it's okay, right? You have a day where you might have eaten something not as good, right? You can always restart again. There's always that opportunity to try again, right? To always try again. So it's good that you're always working on that. Kuya Joshua Arteta also says health po. There you go. So Kuya Joshua, health is very important, right? For all of us, health is an area of life that we always want to make sure that it's at the highest quality as possible. And yes, Kuya Joshua also has song request, Kuya Tech. He's always requesting his favorite song, 45. So, Kuya Joshua, hold on to that. We'll see if we can get that played for you on today's broadcast. Mercedes as well is saying peace for her. Peaceful is what one thing that she wants to intentionally invest in. So the question that we had is, what's one area of your life you'd like to intentionally invest in this week? So since you've said health, we got a couple of health answers there. Mercedes, peace for you. Yeah, like see what we can do. What little change can we have in our routine, in our schedule this week to work on that, to try and get more peace, to try and become healthier, whatever it might be, right? For me, it's the same thing as well. I think it's similar as well to Mercedes. My one is peace, right? Because life does get really, really busy, really, really hectic and very demanding sometimes. You know, one of the areas that always, I feel like health and peace can also go hand in hand, right? If you get so busy, your health also goes down, and then your peace also suffers, right? Because you're not getting enough time to just calm and to become grounded, right? But you know, that's an area that I want to focus on for me personally this week. And I hope you who are listening in right now can also go ahead and choose one of these areas, and you can actually take some action. But it will be something that we'll be focusing on in our conversation in a little bit. And with that said, is there any more in there? Kuya Joshua says, kailangan na mag-diet po. Yeah, well, you know, Kuya Joshua, you said there about diet. One thing that I know has helped me is not think about a diet. Kasi di ba, when you're thinking about diet, it means you're restricting yourself from the things that you want to eat, right? I think something that has worked better for me instead of doing a diet is picking a different food for a snack that you want to eat. Diba? Like one of the things that's always getting us is snacking, right? We're always craving and snacking for unhealthy stuff, right? Try and snack, but snack with a healthier option. You know, so I think diet tells you, oh, you don't eat this, don't eat that, and whatever, right? It's very hard to start a diet. But when you make one little change in your routine, you still eat normally, but then for this meal, for this snack, you choose something a little bit healthier, right? And I think that will start, right? That doesn't mean that's the whole thing, but that will start. That will help you start to make healthier choices, especially if you're just starting. Hello as well to Kaglesi, who says here, Kuya J, faith po. Yes, you know, that's definitely an area, you know, many times it's a life, especially for us, right? As Christians, members of the Church of Christ, we're always focusing on strengthening, right? Leveling up our faith. And it's nice that that's an area that you want to focus on this week, right? I think it's something that we always focus on every single day, right? Trying to be even closer to God, stronger in our faith, you know, putting our faith into practice, into our daily life, right? So that's great that that's also an area that, you know, that some of you are focusing on. Good morning as well to Ka Carmen there in our chat. Good morning, Brother Jason says, and to everyone, good morning, Ka Carmen. Maraming salamat po. Thank you for tuning in today with us and with me. Ate Care says here in our chat, saying aloha, ohana, and yes, for Faith and Melody, we do call each other ohana because you are all our family here on Faith and Melody. You know, we're having this nice conversation with each other, and you're part of the Faith and Melody family. If you're listening in, if you are sharing your insights. So yes, good morning to Ate Care, one of our hosts here on Faith and Melody. Make sure you tune in. You'll see Ate Care tomorrow and the following day here on Faith and Melody hosting our program. There's a lot of hellos in there. Caramel says here, invest this week is my sleep. I need to invest more sleep because my sleep daily is only 4 hours. Oh no, because of my work in a company. Hello po watching Rosales family. Yes, from the lokal ng Malibay, distrito ng Makati. Again, thank you so much to the Rosales family for tuning in. But sleep, right? That's one of those areas that always gets sacrificed, because of how busy how busy life gets, and how much responsibilities that we have to handle, maybe traveling, maybe for work, right? Our duties, our responsibilities, our duties to our Almighty God, a lot of those things. So sometimes, yes, sleep, right? That affects one thing I found, if you don't get enough sleep, it not only does it affect your health, right? It also affects your peace. It also affects your connection, because you don't have time to spend with people, and maybe you don't have time to spend with your friends or with your family. And a little bit your faith, it depends, right? It depends on where your hours are going. But yeah, sleep is definitely very important. I'm sure that's going to come up in our conversation. So thank you for sharing that. Ate Care also says, invest in time for myself. We get so busy, we forget to slow down, breathe, and treat ourselves like desserts, right? Treating ourselves with desserts, that's also good. Like something to make you happy. A little dessert here and there it's never a bad thing. It's never a bad thing. But yes, that's so true. Investing in yourself. And I feel that many of this is what we're going to cover. And actually, what you can see here, these 4 areas, right? Health, peace, connection, our faith, is the general discussion that we're going to be having in our show for today. So what we're going to do, we're going to wrap up our kickoff chat segment there, Kuya Tech, and to everyone, thank you so much for tuning in, because we do want to get into the conversation about health, about peace, about connection, about faith, about investing time in ourselves, right? So again, thank you to everyone that participated and shared their thoughts and their insights in this quick little segment that has been today's kickoff chat. Kuya Tech, let's wrap it up.
Our INCRadio is titled Life Storm. Let us know if it's something that you're willing to take up as a
Kickoff chat.
Kuya Tech, actually, let me quickly shout out Kuya Tech. Do we have Kuya Ian's song request ready po? Maybe if you could just send me a quick message, let me know if Kuya Ian's song request, Shield, is ready for us to play. I'll give you yes. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to play, and I see Kuya Ian's there, Caramel Rosales, again, Kuya Joshua Arteta, Ate Care, Carmen, Mercedes, and to everyone that's tuning in. Thank you so much. Stay tuned. We're going to play the next 2 songs. The first one is Wonder. This is one of the new songs that's there on our INC original music playlist. So we're going to play Wonder for you. And then the second song is Kuya Ian's song request, his heartbeat song request, which is Shield. So enjoy the music. Don't go anywhere. And we'll be right back after these songs.
I don't wanna be in the middle. So complicated are these times. And when my life seems out of vision, then I need you to fill my sight. Oh, it's really not so simple, the way you fill my life. Cause when everything feels out of control, then your miracles will unfold. If the sky's the limit, then I want something more. Heaven's doors to open and leave me in awe. If the oceans crash over, you're my anchor at shore. I look up to you in wonder, cause it's you I adore. I don't wanna be without you. Where would I even start? I need you with me when I'm caught in the rain, every moment near and far. Life may not be simple, but you really know the best. So unconditional is your love for me. Now these words I must confess. If the sky's the limit, then I want something more. Heaven's doors to open and leave me in awe. If the oceans crash over, 'cause it's you I adore, you I adore. Oh, I look up to you in no wonder, 'cause it's you I adore, you I adore. I look up to you in no wonder, 'cause it's you I adore. If the sky's the limit, then I want something more. Heaven's doors to open and leave me in awe. If the oceans crash over, you're my anchor at shore. I look up to you in wonder, 'cause it's you I adore, you I adore. Oh, I look up to you in wonder, 'cause it's you I adore, you I adore. I look up to you in wonder, 'cause it's you I adore. If the sky's the limit, then I want something more. Heaven starts to open and leave me in awe. From the plains to the valleys and across the seas, I look up to you in wonder, 'cause with you I wanna be. You I adore. I look up to you and wonder, 'cause it's you I adore.
Your requested songs, our favorites, Faith and Melody Heartbeats.
The last time that they tried to pierce me with their words, they didn't know why, I just let it pass me by. The last time that they tried to beat me to the ground, they didn't know why, smiled instead of cried. But I'm just another wounded warrior in this cruel battlefield. So get out of stranger, but it won't take long to heal, for despite the odds, you taught me that I should never yield. I'm far from invincible, but God, you are my shield, yeah. Oh God, you are my shield. The last time that they tried to pierce me with their words, they didn't know why, I just let it pass me by. Why do I ever hurt inside when I should feel it most? Yeah, yeah, it's really no surprise, there's just one answer I know. Yeah, I'm just another silent soldier awaiting your command. Through the guidance of your hands and my greatest trials, you taught me that I should never leave. I'm far from invincible, Oh God, you are my shield. Yeah, 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 yeah. La, 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 well, I'm just another silent soldier awaiting your command. Through the guidance of your hands in my greatest trials, you taught me that I should never yield. I'm far from invincible. I'm another wounded warrior in this cruel battlefield. I am no stranger, but it won't take long to heal. In the church of Christ, you taught me that I should never yield. Oh God, you are my fortress. You are my shield.
Your requested songs, our favorites, Faith and Melody Heartbeats.
Welcome back, everyone, to Faith and Melody. That was our song break. Wonder was the first song that we played, and Kuya Ian's song request, Shield, a great song, both of them. And yes, if you want to listen to more INC original music, don't forget that we do have a YouTube channel, right? For free, you can just tune in to INC original music here on YouTube. And all of these songs, you can listen to it there and play it and take it along with you. Hello as well there in our chat to Cecilia. Cecilia greeting us, saying hello po, good noon po from the District of Florida and Caribbean Local ng West Palm Beach, USA. So maraming salamat po and thank you for tuning in with us po, Cecilia. We've also got another song request here from Mercedes Kuya Tech, Ang Tanging Lunas. So if we can get that and find that, get that loaded up, we'll see if we can get that played here in a little bit. And yes, we got everyone here. Ka Romel at the care is here. Ka Carmen says here, I want to invest in my health, especially I'm aging already. Aren't we all, right? Right, Ka Carmen? We're all aging. And for many of us, it's one of those things, one of those areas actually that gets left behind. And it's not until you're a little bit later in life that you go, oh, I should really make some health changes, right? So I can become stronger or healthier. So that's actually going to take us into our topic conversation. For the first part, like I said, we've got like roughly 4 different areas that we want to cover. And the first thing is, we know that taking care of ourselves, it doesn't always require expensive routines, elaborate hobbies, or huge lifestyle changes. Sometimes balance, since we're talking about living a life in balance, sometimes balance begins by recognizing what we need and intentionally making space for it, right? It really makes it, that's really like the core of it. You need to recognize what you need and you have to be intentional. You have to make and take action, right? Make a choice, take action to make the space, to make the schedule, to set aside the time for it. So with that said, when we look after our health, right? And that was mentioned a number of times from our kickoff chat. When we look after our health, it allows us to continue serving, working, and enjoying life. So the first part that we want to ask everyone, for you to share, what's one healthy habit that you've been trying to build, right? What's one healthy habit that you've been trying to build, you want to build, maybe you're currently building, you're trying to work on it right now? Kuya Ian, I know you said earlier there in our chat, he mentioned earlier, right, that he's trying to get back into his healthy eating, right? And it's okay that you fall off the bandwagon, you kind of like, eat something that's not within your diet plan. But having one healthy habit, like, at least you're working towards something and you're trying to be intentional, right? You're trying to make better choices so that it aligns with that choice. So when it comes to our health, our physical health first, we'll cover a few other things later on. But when it comes to our physical health, for you, Paul, for you that's listening in right now, what's one healthy habit that you've been trying to build, that you are building right now, that you're working on presently maybe? Share with us what's one healthy habit that you've been trying to build. And something that you might notice, the habit that you're trying to build, it might be something active, right? It might be an active habit. In other words, you have to go and walk, right? You have to go to the gym, right? You have to do active stuff. Maybe it's about playing sports, right? Basketball, or you're playing like tennis or something like that, right? Maybe you're doing something active. Perhaps the healthy habit is something more relaxing, right? Something to relax you, to sort of re-energize you, right? That can be a healthy habit too, that can have positive benefits to our physical health, especially if you're very stressed a lot, right? There can be a habit that you can build that's healthy that might be more on the relaxing side and not so much active, right? So we've already got a few answers here. Kuya Ian, he's added an extra one here. Sleeping 8 hours a day. Sleep is very important, he says, and I'm trying to work on it, right? And it's true. Sleeping 8 hours a day. Who gets that? Raise your hands if you get 8 hours a day of sleep. But what he says here, I completely agree. For me personally, if I don't get enough sleep, my patience is lower. My ability to understand things kind of like gets a little bit right now I can't think, I can't make choices, I can't make decisions, right? If you don't get enough sleep. It is a little bit late here, but we're here doing our duties. But that just shows you sleep is very important, especially when it comes to being able to have the energy, right? They always say that the time that you spend sleeping is what your body needs to recover, to create new cells, to flush out all the bad toxins that's happened throughout the day. So sleep is something very important. Earlier, I think it was Romel that mentioned that you're only getting 4 hours of sleep a day, right? It's like, what? Maybe that's something that we can work on. Like, what can we do so that we can get a little bit more sleep? Because I've had 4 hours of sleep daily before when I used to do night shifts, right? Working at night, like my working shifts was from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. It was like a 12-hour shift before. That was tough, right? And then you would have to try and go to sleep during the day. And generally during the day, that's also when you have to do errands, you have to do things, right? You have to go to appointments, maybe go to the post office and do something, go to the bank, maybe you have to go see like a doctor or whatever else like that. That happens throughout the day, right? So you don't get enough sleep in between. So that was tough. So I know that having like 4 hours sleep can be a very difficult thing. It's very harsh on your body as well. When you're younger, sometimes you think that it's nothing, but as you get older, all that lack of sleep catches up to you. Carmen says here, I walked daily for an hour and taking some vitamins. That's so good. That's so good that we're hearing these responses. Yes. Walking, it's like any form of exercise or activity. It's good, and taking vitamins, of course, speak to the right people about that. I'm not the right person, but I know that there are vitamins that are good for you. Something that my mom always tells me is take your vitamin C, right? It's like, Jay, I remember growing up, vitamin C is important. She was always trying to get me to take vitamin C. She was always telling me to drink orange juice. So vitamins are important in some to help us with our body's ability to fight off, viruses or diseases or something like that. Hello as well to Ka Estrella de la Cruz. Hopefully I pronounced that. Happy viewing po from Central Signal, Makati. So magandang madaling araw po, right? 12:41 a.m. There in the Philippines. So thank you for staying up with us and greeting us here on Faith and Melody. Caramel, here's another one from Caramel. Healthy habit, simply by drinking 8 glasses of water daily. And yes, from the Rosales family, lokal ng Malibay, distrito ng Makati. Maraming salamat po sa mga nanonood sa Philippines. That's my extent of my Tagalog. Maraming salamat po for tuning in with us and sharing as well your thoughts with our conversation. But yes, 8 glasses of water, staying hydrated is very important. Sometimes we forget. I've got my bottle of water here in front of me, actually, and in between during the musical breaks, I'm taking little sips of water as well. So drinking enough water, it's important, right? As from science class, we know that our body is there's a big majority that's made out of water. I don't know what the percentage is, but I know it's a lot. So water is important po. That's very true. Cecilia says sleep 8 hours. Yes, again, sleep is very, very important. Ka Estrella de la Cruz, walking in 30 to 1 hour a day. It's so true. Whatever you can do, whatever you are capable of doing, any form of exercise, low impact, high impact, weights, whatever you are able to do, right? Walking, if it's walking, that's great. That's something that's important for us to stay healthy. Caramel, for me, no 8 hours sleep divided by 2, right? Have 4 hours in the morning and then 4 hours at night. Something like that. Yes, 4 hours sleep daily from Caramel. It's very tough. It's very tough to do 4 hours a day, right? You really need more, especially, I know as you get older, like I'm realizing it now, if I don't get enough sleep, 4 hours, that's tough. If to do that every day, I just can't think straight, and your mind wanders. You can't focus, right? And it's so much things. So you really want to try and find more hours to sleep or get power naps. Mercedes also says going to sleep early. That's very true. That's important, going to sleep at an early or at an appropriate time. She also says avoid drinking caffeinated beverages late in the day. They always say one of those advices I hear all the time. I'll share with you, right? Caffeine, anything caffeinated, even caffeinated soft drinks or cola, avoid drinking that because the caffeine, it takes quite a few hours to digest and go through your system. So if you drink it too late in the day, you still have caffeine in your system, in your body, while you're trying to get to sleep, maybe like 10, 11, 12, midnight, right? But if you had like something caffeinated too late in the evening, your body might still be trying to get rid of the caffeine. So that's probably why you're not getting quality sleep, right? So that's something to be aware of. So thank you for sharing that, right? Now, for me, one area that's a healthy habit that I've been trying to build, and it's something I'll share with each one of you. For our daughter, actually, my daughter, she's 8.5, and she's only 8.5, and she just recently had to go through a dental procedure. Just because of the way that her teeth have been growing and those sort of things. And so one thing that they found, and something that we've been working on with her, it's very important, especially not only from the children's age, but in our age, right? For all of us out there, looking after the health of our teeth, flossing is what I want to say. Flossing is important for our gums, our gum health. Right. So something that I've been working on, and my daughter, even though she's 8.5, we've been trying to get her to floss more often. We've got one of those little things that you can just hold with your finger, and it's got a little floss string, and you can just like a guitar, put it through your teeth. Right. So flossing, looking after your gum health or your dental health as well is very, very important, because everyone's talking about eating healthy and drinking, right? Drinking water. That's good for your health, for your mouth as well. But eating less carby, less sugar food, which is also good for your dental health. So a lot of those things also applies to the dental health. So that's one area, one healthy habit that for me and my family that we've been working on is making sure that we set a good example for our daughter when it comes to gum health, the routine that you do to brush your teeth, but not just brush your teeth, but try to do flossing as well so that you can get in between your teeth. So that's important as well. That's the thing that I'm going to share. But with that said, let's go ahead. Kuya Tech, we have Ka Mercedes. We have your song request ready po. So Kuya Tech, if we can get that loaded up, we're going to listen to this Heartbeat song request from Ka Mercedes. She requested the INC original music song titled Ang Tanging Lunas. I personally haven't heard this one yet, so I'm excited to hear it, and I hope you are too. So stay tuned and enjoy this music.
Your requested songs, our favorites, Faith and Melody Heartbeats.
Pilit iwasan ang mga suliranin sa sanlibutan, subalit bigla ring dumarating ang dulot ay alalahanin. Ngunit pagtagumpayan natin ang iba't ibang mga suliranin, harapin ating daigin nang wag na maging hadlang sa atin. Huwag nang mangamba, nariyan ang Ama, siya ang tanging lunas, dahil siya ang gagabay. Lumapit sa Kanya, tiyak na tutulungan ay sapat. Lagi nating alalahanin, tayo'y Kanyang bayang minamahal. Lagi na ang matapat upang sa Kanya'y maging dapat. Huwag mawalan ng pag-asa ang mga dapat. Laging isipin, ika'y di nag-iisa. Huwag nang mangamba, nariyan ang Ama, siya ang tanging lunas, dahil siya ang gagabay. Lumapit sa Kanya, tiyak na tutulungan ay sapat. Huwag nang magpapaya pa, magpakasipag, patuloy magtumibay, paglaban ang pananampalataya. Itiyak ang Kanyang pagliligtas. Siya ang tanging lunas, dahil siya ang gagabay. Lumapit sa Kanya, tiyak na tutulungan ay sapat.
your requested songs, our favorites, Faith and Melody Heartbeats.
Yes, hello. Welcome back again to Faith and Melody. Now, we've been talking about staying healthy or those healthy habits to keep us physically healthy. Staying healthy, it's not only by exercising our body, right? It can be about exercising our minds as well. So we're all creative in different ways. So what we want to ask, what's your outlet for your creativity, right? What's your creative outlet, right? So for us, it might be all different ways. It's got to do with something that we create, something that we, in terms of writing, using our skills. Maybe it's got to do with, painting, perhaps. What's your creative outlet? Because it's part of balance as well. Not only do we need to look after our health physically, but also our minds, right? One of my creative outlets, a simple one, it has to do with puzzles. I love puzzles and mysteries in general, right? But if it's a puzzle, it's kind of like a mystery. So that little cube, I don't want to sponsor the name of it, but the little cube with the different colored sides, and then you scramble it all up, and then you have to figure out the algorithm or the moves that you have to do so you can put it back into all the colors on one side. I know you know what I'm talking about, but that's one of my creative outlets because it helps me to exercise my brain, right? It helps me to exercise my brain, and I love that. So puzzles is one of those things that I love. With our daughter, she loves the jigsaw puzzles. So you got like a picture, and then you got to figure out and put it all together, and it's all cut up into little jigsaw pieces. That's kind of like our quality time together, is putting together. Not too big. I think the highest number of pieces that we did was 48 pieces, which is not a lot, but it's still very challenging for an 8-year-old, right? So, and it's also kind of, it gets my mind thinking. So I like puzzles, I like jigsaws, I like crosswords, and those little ones where you have to figure out, they give you a clue and you have to figure out the answer. So those are the type of creativity things that I like. And another one, if you haven't guessed already, from my lighting and my setup and all that sort of thing, I did dive into one of my creative outlets, photography / videography / editing. It kind of just like flow together eventually, right? When you start one, it leads you to the others eventually. So photography was where I started, figuring out how to use a camera, what lenses are all about. That was one of my creative outlets. Not so much now, not so much lately, but I still have the gear. I still have the equipment for it, but I just haven't had the time. It's probably something that I should make a little bit more time on, right? To find a little bit more balance in my life, to explore and expand my creativity in that field. But in saying that, when you're able to use your creative outlet for something to help our duties as Church of Christ members, right? Like kind of like what we're doing here on INCRadio, how I'm able to take advantage and use some of those skills and some of that creativity to design my props, my studio, right? To design things and to lay things out. That's another way to extend and to utilize my creativity, right? So when you're able to utilize your creativity in something, actually in saying that, I actually asked this question, what's your creative outlet, to a few of my friends when we had worship services and those sort of things. One of them mentioned writing, right? And I was like curious, so their creative outlet was writing. And I was like, so have you written anything? And she's like, oh yeah, I've written, poetry, short stories, and even submitted, entries to those short stories to see if it'd win the competition to become into like a short film or something like that. And I thought that was pretty exciting to work on a script and all. That's more than I've ever done. right? So what's your creative outlet? I mean, all of us have our own creative outlets, something that we do to sort of expand our creativity and play along with that. What's yours? And if you don't have one, it's like, when did you stop? Right? Think about that. Like, when did you stop having a creative outlet to try out new skills? Because one of the things with creativity, it helps us to continue to grow, right? And when we find something that we really like, it makes it easier because we want to do it. We want to learn more about it, right? We never want to stop learning. And creativity, or finding an outlet for creativity, to like, whether it's got to do with folding paper and creating little figurines out of the paper folding that people do out there, or a lot of people like sewing, right? But not like the machine sewing. What's the one called when you have like those two needles and then you're kind of like threading the material, or like the string together? Like, I've seen people do it. I know one or two people in my life. I have one or two friends that actually do it, but I don't remember exactly what it's called, right? Because it's not something that I do. But that's a creativity thing, right? And then they make like little hats and little sweaters, right? So that's what's your creativity, because it's important that we recognize what it might be for us, so that we can jump into it. It might be something exciting. It should be something that excites us, because it'll help us to continue growing and learning new things, because we should never stop learning. Hello. Let me just say hello to a few comments in our chat. Maria De Young saying, hello po mga kapatid here in Cleburne, GWS, South Central States of Texas, USA. God bless po to all brethren. Ingat lang po. Yes, ingat din po, Ka Maria. Thank you so much for tuning in. Kuya Tech and Ate Care actually answered my question for that needle thing that I was talking about. Crochet. Right? Did I pronounce that correctly? Crocheting, right? Crochet. When you have those two needles and you have a ball of yarn, right? And you do your thing, and then you end up with a sweater or like a blanket or something like that. Crochet, yes. And that's a creativity thing, right? I know a few people that does that. Mercedes, she is sharing with us, my family also does different types of puzzles together. When I'm alone, I do creative writing and singing, especially to the INC original music. Yes, right? That can be a creative outlet too. It's not something that you have to do professionally or whatever, right? Something that's just fun, something that you like. And, it's singing. I like singing as well. I like singing to a lot of INC original music songs. I got a lot of favorites, right? And I'm always looking for new ones, because we have so much. Like, if you look at the library of INC original music, there is a lot there. And I haven't listened to all of them, but I've listened to a lot. But there's still a lot more that I haven't listened to. But yes, your creativity, that's important too, that we exercise that. Earlier, we talked about exercising our body, right? Exercise our minds as well, whether it's got to do with crochet, whether it's puzzles, whether it's creative writing, singing as well, right? Find your creative outlet and go along with it, work on it. And you'll find, at least I've found, that when it comes to creative outlet, like for me, puzzles and got to do with cameras and videography and that sort of thing, it's fun for me. It may not be fun for you, so you will probably have your own different hobby, your own different outlet to explore your creativity, whether it's drawing, whether it's painting, right? Whether it's, actually, do I have it here? No, I don't. But I know a few friends that do, this is a fake plant, right? If you didn't know. But they do like those plants where they get actual leaves from, flowers and everything else, and they dehydrate it and they do something with it so that it lasts forever. And then they create like a bouquet as for a, that you can put on display, but it has dehydrated plants and leaves and flowers, right? But it's styled as well so that it doesn't like wither away. It's also got some sort of treatment to it. I don't know, but I know it's a hobby that they do, and yeah, that's another way to expand your creativity. And they eventually, of course, turned that into something that they could sell. But it's just something else that you can think about. So, what's your creativity? And if you don't have one right now, what would it be if you were to choose one? That's something that I'm going to leave you with. With that, we're going to go ahead and say again, thank you to everyone. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the thumbs up button, the like button there in the YouTube live chat so more people will know that we are live right now. But we're going to take another musical break. We'll play one song. Kuya Tech, if we can play one song, po, the one that we didn't get to play earlier, which is titled Masaya. I believe this is another new song, Masaya, which means happy, right? Masaya. So let's all enjoy this music. Stay tuned, everyone. We'll be right back after this song, Masaya. So stay masaya.
Binabalot ng katahimikan ng paligid habang sa langit ang paningin ko'y nakatitig. Nakaraan ko ang naiisip nang tawagin ng Diyos at inibig. Malayo na palang aking nilakbay, napagod sa paglakad ngunit di bumigay ang sarili ko habang tinatahak ang daan tungo sa aking pangarap. Dahil kahit may mga hadlang sa aking daraanan, ang Ama ang aking pananaligan, na ako'y kanyang aalalayan. Hindi ako nabigo, ngayon ako'y narito, dalang sarili at di ko hahayaang matisod kailanman kahit maging malubak ang daanan. Sa hinaharap na katingin sa mga biyayang darating, batid ko na di magtatagal ang paglalakbay sa mundong madilim. Ako'y mananalig sa Ama, palaging manghawak sa Kanya, bawat yugto ng lakbayin ng buhay kong Aba. Sisikapin pa rin maging masaya sa mga araw na halos panawan na ako ng pag-asa. Ang laging sandigan ko ay ang Kanyang aral at payo. Nauunawaan ko di talaga natin maiiwasang danasin ang pagsubok. Sa kabila ng lahat ay hindi ako susuko, lalong patatatagin ang sarili sa bawat hamon ng buhay. Dahil kahit na mabigat ang pinagdaraanan, sa Ama ay manghahawak, na ako'y Kanyang papatnubayan. O kaya walang dapat na pangambahan, pagkat alam ko ang kahantungan. Kailangan ko lamang magpakatatag at manatili hanggang sa wakas. Dahil sa hinaharap na katingin sa mga biyayang darating, batid ko na di magtatagal ang paglalakbay sa mundong madilim. Ako'y mananalig sa Ama, palaging manghawak sa Kanya, bawat yugto ng lakbayin ng buhay kong Aba. Sisikapin pa rin maging masaya. buhay sa mundong madilim. Ako'y mananalig sa Ama, palaging manghawak sa Kanya. Bawat yugto ng lakbayin ng buhay kong Aba, sisikapin pa rin maging masaya.
You're all masaya. I like that song. That's a fairly new one as well that I recently discovered on INC Original Music YouTube channel. But yes, again, that was masaya, and thank you to everyone that was sharing their insights. I missed this one actually, so I'll read it now from Carl Ramel. Romel Rosales says, my creative outlet, caricature drawing. I draw anyone in front of me and make a fun out of it. Like, have you seen caricatures? I know that's a pretty cool skill, but just as a creative outlet, if you can do caricature, whatever way it is, it's pretty fun, right? I've never done it myself. I've never tried it. I think I've had one done though, but caricature drawing, that's cool. I really like that. I'm sure that's something that evolves as well, right? As your skills grow and the more that you do, it evolves. But it's nice to be able to do something like that. Drawing. Kuya Tech actually mentioned this earlier, and it's so true as well for me. Chess, right? That's another creativity outlet. It gets your mind thinking. It's a nice hobby just to learn a few things. So yes, whatever it might be. But since we've talked about exercise, right? And also hobbies or creative outlets, we know that balance, since we're talking about living a life in balance, just to get back into our conversation, living a life in balance isn't only about exercise and personal hobbies. So much of life is busy, which makes peaceful moments very valuable. So the next thing that we want to ask in this next part is, what helps you slow down and gain a sense of peace? Because every day, especially as you get older and as you get more responsibilities, whether it's got to do with school, with your family, whether it's got to do with work, right? Other responsibilities in our lives, there's so much more demands that gets taken away from us. So much things that we worry about, right? We worry about for the future, for ourselves, or our partner, for our children, right? There's so much things that becomes a worry, but not just worry, but also things that we are just the time that's required of us to work on things that gets demanded from us, right? So what helps you to take those moments of stress and those moments where there's so much demand, when life just feels chaotic and so busy, right? Because that happens so often, right? No matter where you are living in this world, no matter what environment that you might have, there are moments that come in our life when there's just so much things going on and it just seems there's no time for anything. What helps you? What helps you slow down? What helps you slow down so that you can gain a sense of peace? Ate Care mentioned this earlier, right? Being able to slow down, take a moment to breathe. What helps you to, well, what's the word that we were focusing on? Be intentional, becoming intentional to take action, right? How do you become intentional? What do you do so that you can remember that you can be intentionally slowing down in these moments and regaining a small sense of peace back? What is it for you? Caramel, hello po. Caramel is already sharing with us, gain sense of peace by simply listening to INC original music. I completely agree. That's actually, I've written down here, one of my answers for me, like what helps me slow down and gain a sense of peace. Music. It's something that I've always related to, even when I was younger, going through school, going through high school even, right? I'm sure many of us might remember our high school days where it's really busy with studying and exams and tests and then preparing for like the big exams and all of those things, right? Music got me through many of those stressful moments in life. And it still does today. Still does today. Whenever I'm faced with moments and I need to slow life down and take a moment and get a sense of peace back, music, like INC original music. If you haven't already, I seriously encourage you to check it out, because if you go to the INC original music, that's the name of it, the YouTube channel, you can go there and they actually have little tabs where you can go to, they've got playlists, different playlists, and they've broken down the music into genres as well. So if you like the love songs, if you like pop, if you like hip hop, if you like, classical, they're broken down into different genres as well on our YouTube channel. So make sure you check that out. But music is definitely something for me. It hits home, right? It drowns all the noise of all these other demands and just gives me that moment to listen to the melody, to listen to the musical instruments, to listen to the words, the performance of the vocalist, and what the music is trying to relay. There's, especially when you're talking about INC, Iglesia Ni Cristo original music that we have so much. And those songs that I've played in today's playlist so far, and even the song requests that we've listened to, right? They speak to us. Like there's a song out there that will speak to you in that moment, no matter what frustration, no matter what busyness, whatever it is that you're feeling, it will speak to you. And the great thing about INC original music in particular, it'll give you a Christian guidance, right? Whether it's to seek God, to rely on his, to trust in him and to rely on his promises, to stay strong, to remain vigilant, to remain strong and courageous and brave, right? That the obstacles that we face are just, is just a way for us to be purified through the challenges, through the fire that we're all facing. Like you'll find a song, you'll find an INC original music that will speak to your situation, and it will give you encouragement, inspiration, strength. It will give you a way out. And that's what I love about music. It speaks, no matter, even we have music in different languages, not just in Tagalog, Filipino, not just in English, right? We have music in Kapampangan, we have music in Japanese, we have music in Afrikaan, we have music in French, we have music in Spanish, right? We have music from all different languages. And even though those other songs, like we've played them before here on the show, may not be in a language that we fully understand, like it still can speak to us. They say that music is one of those things that can cross language barriers, right? It just, whether if it's the lyrics, whether it's the melody, whether it's the performance of the vocalist, something will speak to you when it comes to music. And for me, it slows down everything and helps to give me a sense of peace, to regain a sense of peace. But not just that, but also gain a sense of maybe some guidance as well. Maybe during those times of when life becomes so busy, you don't know what to do, you don't know what action to take, right? Slowing down, getting some inspiration from these INC original songs that we have can give you a sense of peace and also guidance and reminders. It's all there. That's all you need. That's all you need. So I do encourage you to try that, right? To try music, especially the ones that we have as members of the Church of Christ, right? The performances that we have there is amazing. Mercedes also says here, we can also listen to INC original music on other streaming platforms like Spotify and Apple Music. Very true, right? That's another one. If again, the YouTube channel one is free, but if you also have access to the Spotify and you have access to the Apple Music, not sponsoring any of those brands in particular, but of course, if you have those, you are able to listen to the INC original music songs that we have and take it with you, right? That's another way to help us slow down and gain a sense of peace. It's very, very important. One thing for me is coffee. I don't know about you, but the time, I give myself time, right? I allocate at least one time in my day. I generally have coffee like once a day. That moment, that small moment is like what helps me to slow everything down. I just focus on that and I savor the moment drinking coffee. That's just my thing, right? It might be tea for you, but coffee is kind of like one of those things that helps me to slow down during those busy moments, to take a moment to breathe, to relax, listen to some music, right? Maybe turn on INCRadio and see what's playing there as well, and regain a sense of peace, gather my thoughts, right? It does a lot of that, whatever it might be for you. And another one, just that I'll share for you here, is noise canceling headphones. I invested in some noise canceling headphones, something that my daughter uses a lot of, but for me as well, I invested in some noise canceling headphones, and it does wonders, because depending on the environment that we are working in, right, there's so much noise that we block out, right? But subconsciously, it's still, it's still coming in. Like the input is still there, right? Like the noise of traffic when you're commuting on the train or on the bus, like there's noise there that we subconsciously block out, but at the same time, it's still entering us and it's still causing extra stress and extra demand on us. That's what I found. So I've realized when I started using some noise canceling headphones, especially those moments when I just want to quieten down and to think clearly, even when you're not playing any music through it, you can turn on noise canceling headphones and it will block out a lot of the noise in the environment around you. The AC, the aircon, the AC, the fan noise, street noise, people working and chatting in the office. It will block out quite a lot, and it helps me to slow down and think and focus on my breathing. So perhaps that will be something that works for you as well. And another one here, Carl Romel says, some say one way to reduce stress is by taking a bath, right? Taking a cold bath, a hot bath, one of those baths, right? Taking a bath, right? Taking care of yourself. Again, that also helps because you've taken time to slow down. If you're going to do that option, that's so true. And I agree, right? Taking a bath. We don't do that often anymore, do we? It's always like a quick shower in and out, and then you're back to it again, right? But taking a moment to look after yourself, take a bath. One of those things that actually helped my wife, and I've tried it once as well, is what was that called? It's something you put in your bath. It's like is it salt? I can't remember exactly, but you can put things in your bath water, and it helps to detoxify your skin and clean and all of that stuff, make you feel like, and you have to stay there for at least a good 10 minutes to take advantage of it, and that's enough, right? To get the ball rolling, and then you end up making the 10-minute bath into 20 minutes, 30 minutes, right? Just because you're relaxing. And that's a way to reduce stress. So perhaps that's a way for you to slow down, right? Taking enough time to look after yourself. Self-care, your self-care routine can help you to slow down, reduce stress, and maybe gain a sense of peace. Hello po to Ka Reynaldo there in our chat. Hello po sa lahat from Ka Reynaldo, watching po from Hamburg, Central Europe. Guten Abend. Is that correct po? Guten Abend at this time there in Central Europe. Maraming salamat po, Ka Reynaldo, for tuning in with us. Bath salts, yes, essential oils, Ka Mercedes says, that you can do. This is a way for us to slow down. Like, again, we're talking about living a life in balance. How many times have you, this past week, have you done something for you, whether it's a self-care activity, to slow down, whether it's through bath salt, essential oils, right? People have essential oil through those humidifiers and things like that as well, right? What have you done for yourself so that you can slow down, compose yourself, and gain a sense of peace to overcome the busyness that life is dealing us every single day? And with that said, let's go ahead and play the next song on our playlist. Tech, if you can get this next song loaded up. So for everyone else out there, again, that's another area of our life that we should try to find balance in, right? We need to find peace. Actually, before we do play that, one final one that helps us to find peace, generally, for me, and I'm sure for many of us out there, that moment before the worship service begins, right? That time that you have before the worship service begins, you get a chance to not only listen to the choir and listen to the interludes of the organ playing, but it helps to slow things down. You get to have that moment to meditate, right? You get to have that moment to pray to our Almighty God. That's why it's very important that you take advantage of that, right? To take advantage of it. That's what we try and do all the time. It's like try to get there early enough so that before the worship service begins and the preaching and all of that, like you're there early so that you can take the moment to slow everything down, slow down life, right? And just focus being in the moment. And that gives me a sense of peace, right? Just listening to the hymns that's played, listening to the organ playing, the interludes playing. For me, it gives me, it helps to slow down life. It helps to slow down the craziness that we face every day. And it helps to give us a sense of peace. And I'm sure for many of you listening as well, it does too. And if you haven't tried it, you should give it a try, right? We should always do our best to take those extra moments that we have before the worship service begins, because we all have it everywhere, right? Where you can go there early enough so that as soon as the doors are open, you're there and you take that opportunity to slow down and start getting your peace back, right? Because this world and all the craziness and all the busyness that happens in this world, it eats away at the peace that we have. So that's an opportunity for us to recharge our peace as well. So there you go. Thank you to everyone that shared all of those insights to slow down and gain a sense of peace. We've got a few more, especially when it comes to connection and when it comes to our faith. So before we proceed with that, let's go ahead and play one more song. This one is titled, As I Wait for Your Salvation. So stay tuned, everyone, and enjoy this piece of music.
Straight ahead, the end is near, all my sufferings will pass.
I will leave this world behind. I'm almost home, I'll be with you at last. Even if the ground beneath me rumbles, I'll follow you.
Church of Christ, I will remain.
As I wait for your salvation,
help me to defend my faith, so I can remain your chosen one. Help me fight a good fight, give me the strength to carry on, as I battle and fight for my faith until the end. Father on my side, every test and trial I can overcome.
You're my rock, my shelter, my guide. I'll worship you for all eternity.
Even if the ground beneath me rumbles, I'll follow you. No matter what life brings, inside the Church of Christ I will remain. As I wait for your salvation, help me to defend my faith, so I can remain your chosen one. Help me fight a good fight, give me the strength to carry on, as I battle and fight for my faith until the end.
Your salvation, help me to defend my faith, so I can
So as we continue our conversation, our well-being, right? Our well-being, it's not only shaped by peace, but also it ties into our relationships, right? We're created for connecting, for connection with other people. So how do you stay connected, right? How do you stay connected with your friends and with your family? What do you do so you can remain connected with them? That's the next part that we want to ask each one of you. Hello as well to everyone here. Ka Glessy Javier is also sharing from our earlier question. Ka J, simple lang po ako mag-less ng stress. Nag-garden po. Nag-garden po ako at pagpunta po sa kapilya panalangin sa Ama at iniluluha. So thank you so much for sharing that po. Yeah, and that's so true. Gardening is something, actually I know a few people that have gardens and they actually have really, they've got like all this produce as well, right? Because I know you may have known about one of the initiatives that we had, especially during those lockdowns, right, where it first started, Gulayan sa Bakuran, if I'm not mistaken, that's what it was called. That initiative, Gulayan sa Bakuran. Did I say that correctly, Kuya Tech? But when you can grow your own produce as well in your backyard, that was a nice thing to have. And that's gardening. It's always calming and relaxing as well. So that's good. Yes, Kuya Tech says tama po. So yes, there you go. And of course, going to the house of worship, right? Going to the chapel building so that you can pray and bring your worries and everything else. You bring it to our Almighty God right there in the house of worship, right? In God's temple. It's like what's the better place to do it and to be at, to speak to our Almighty God, but in the house of worship, right? So thank you so much for sharing that, po, Kaglasi. But yes, with that said, in this part, how do you stay connected? How do you remain connected with your friends, with your family, especially when life gets busy, especially if you're only giving yourself 4 hours of sleep a day? That's all you have available, right? Like, what can we do so that we can stay connected with friends and family? Because we need that, right? That also works with our peace. One of the things that I realized for me is that if I'm not spending enough time with my family, with my spouse, with my daughter, right, I don't feel at peace. I don't feel fulfilled. I don't feel as happy, So you need to be able to make time for the people that not only you love, but that, of course, love you back, right? So what's your way to do that, to stay connected with friends and family online? One of the things that we hold, especially from my immediate family, we're all spread out, right, from all over the place. I'm here in Melbourne. I have family in Sydney. I have family all the way in Western Australia as well. We have a weekly devotional prayer call, right? One of the great things is we use technology and we take advantage of it so that we can remain connected, right, with my family. Every single week, once a week, we have a family meetup call where we have a prayer together as a family, right? And then we catch up with each other, like how things are going, how are the kids, how are the nephews, right, and the nieces, and how is everyone, So it's like a catch up call that we do once a week with my family, right, with my immediate family, my parents, my brother, my siblings, and their family, and everything else. So it's nice to be able to take advantage of the technology that's right in our fingertips, right? A lot of our phones, a lot of the things that we use connects us with anyone almost immediately. Actually here, Caramel. Hello po. Caramel says and shares as well, stay connected with friends and family simply by staying online, right? There's so much opportunities for us to stay connected with friends and family online. A lot of people do that through video calls, because video calls is generally free, right? As long as you've got Wi-Fi, you've got access to the internet, and you're using almost any number of free messaging apps, and you have video calls. A lot of people do this through social media, of course, right? There's all these different social medias where they can post and comment on each other's activities and all of those things. And they have group chats, like they have their own group threads, right? That's a way, simple ways, very simple ways to connect with our friends and family. Volunteering. One thing that I've been able to connect with friends and also bring, family along for my family. I volunteer, and I'm sure many of us do as well, blood donation, right? Volunteering to donate blood. If you're able, of course, if you're able to donate blood, being able to do that with family members, being able to do that with friends as well. It's a nice way. It's a nice opportunity to meet up and set a schedule to do that activity, but also you get to catch up with each other, right? So I do blood donation. I've been getting back into it because I fell off the bandwagon for a little bit, but I do blood donation every 3 months now. And we get to do this opportunity to catch up, right? To catch up. That's something. That's something else. Volunteering maybe for where you might be in your part of the world. Maybe there's like a cleanup thing that you can volunteer with, meet new friends and family, meet new people, right? And maybe bring your friends and family along. And you're also doing good. You're also doing good with the community. Volunteer in something. And another one that really, of course, I can never forget. You, right? Everyone that's listening right now, right? You right now. How do you stay connected? By always tuning into Faith and Melody, by tuning into INC Radio. It's so interesting and it's so wonderful to see that, earlier we had Kuya Joshua Arteta, but you'll also see him in different programs, commenting here on the YouTube live chat on all these different programs that we have right here on INC Radio, right? Car Mercedes as well, I Take Care, like everyone. Caramel, I saw Caramel also messaging earlier in the different programs before Faith and Melody, right? You get to connect, even though we have never met in person, right? Because we all share the same faith, because we are all here, because we're all sharing our experiences, sharing our own life experiences as well. We get to end up meeting each other online, right? This is a way for us. So we've never been in real life friends, but we are friends because we get to meet each other online. So Faith and Melody Ohana, our family here. That's why you're Ohana, right? That's why we call you Ohana. That's why you are family, because eventually we build this friendship, we build this bond with each other. And hello as well to Kuya Mario Calvello, who's greeting us also there. Greetings as well, Kuya Mario. Thank you for tuning in with us. So, there's so many ways to catch up and to connect with your friends and your family, and even friends that you've never met in person. They become your friends online, right? You meet them, you see their names, you recognize the little profile photos there, right? You recognize it and you see them, you say, oh, hello, happy watching, happy Tuesday, stay safe, take care, brethren. Like, we are able to connect with each other with the power of technology. And of course, we need to thank our executive minister and our deputy executive minister for giving us this opportunity and platforms like this so that we can connect with each other all over the world. I'm here in Australia, you're there in your part of the world, but we're able to connect, whether you're tuning in and just listening in or you're commenting there in the live chat. We're connecting, diba? We're all connecting. And a last one that I wanted to share here when it comes to connection, especially to become more intentional, is to actually schedule it. Schedule those meetups with your friends. You haven't seen each other for a long time. When was the last time that you were able to catch up with each other, right? If you're not able to catch up with each other regularly, maybe after a church worships, a local event, right? Or the worship service, right? Schedule the meetups, schedule the catch-ups, right? Go and meet up and watch a movie together or have coffee or go try some new restaurant or some new food thing that's available. Whatever reason that you can think of, go play bowling, right? Or go, play tennis or something. But schedule it, I think, is the most important thing. For us to create that balance, especially with connecting with our friends, your family, with people that's important to us, you need to give it time. You need to give and be intentional of setting aside the time for them And of course, when you have that time set aside for them, maybe it's like that 30 minutes, maybe it's that 1 hour, right, with that person, be present, right? Shut off all the other things that are distractions, namely our phones, right? So that we can spend that short amount of time with them and really connect, to really bond, right? Look each other in the eyes, make connection, and actually be interested in what's going on with each other, what's going on with each other's lives, right? It's important that we create that bond with our close friends and close family. So simple ways to connect. And let me just read a few more of these comments here. Kuya Mario is there with us. Caramel, yes po, 100% agree. Kuya Mario Calvello is tuning in from Central Europe. So again, Guten Abend. Is that right? Guten Abend to our Central Europe family. Mercedes, she says, when my entire family is together, we worship and perform our duties together. We even drive one vehicle to the place of worship so we can have more time together. And it's such a great blessing to be able to do that and perform your church duties together as a family, right? And that's a great way to stay connected. And one of the best opportunities for us, right? If you are able to worship together, to even go to the place of worship in one car, right? You go there together, you perform your duties together, you come home together, you have your prayers together. It's just a wonderful thing because so many times life rips us apart because we all have different schedules, right? So when we are able to do this, even more blessings, right? It's an even great blessing when we are able to come together and, as a family unit when it comes to worshiping our Almighty God. Kuya Mario says, I love bowling, right? I love bowling. And he says here, I love playing bowling with my family and friends. You've got a sport that you love to play, bowling. Actually, Kuya Tech and I have just been talking about chess, right? And I really want to get into like more advanced chess strategies and things like that. It's already sharing with me a few things. Isn't that a connection? Isn't that like building connection as well? When you're able to share hobbies, interests with people that you meet, friends, family, it's a beautiful thing that you're able to do that. And those are ways to stay connected, right? When you're able to talk about the same things that you're interested in. I know for my wife, she's got a lot of, other interests. Like we both love watching anime, right? That's something that we've gotten into again recently. But she has her own different genres as well that she likes to watch. And me too, when it comes to like the action ones and whatever else. But that in general, when you find other people that share similar interests, share similar creative outlets, share similar, things that you like, you're able to stay connected because you can communicate and talk to each other and use you have the resources that you have in front of you to remain connected with each other. Yes, Kuya Mario says, Guten Abend. Guten Abend po. The greeting there in Central Europe. With that said, we're going to go ahead and move on to the final part of our conversation because we don't want to run out of time. We've had a great conversation today. So far, if you've just tuned in, don't forget you can always watch the replay of this episode. But in our conversation so far on living a life in balance, we've talked about growing physically, creatively, mentally, socially. But as we know, for us members of the Church of Christ, for us Christians, there's another part that holds all of those things, that holds life together. It's our spiritual life. It's our faith. So to wrap up our conversation, what helps you stay spiritually nourished during a busy week? It happens, right? It happens that we can have a week, we can have a month, we can have life just gets busy. What helps for you? What helps you stay spiritually nourished during a busy week? That's the final part that we want to just bring up there and see what you can share with us on what is it for you that does it. right? That spiritual life. We've covered a lot in our conversation today. So if you have just tuned in, there's so much things shared, not just from me, but also from our Ohana, our family, our friends there in our live chat when it comes to looking after your physical health, your mental health, your creativity, your creative outlet, taking care of your peace, connecting with your, with your friends and family. But when it comes to our spiritual life, one area for me, and it was mentioned earlier, INC original music, right? The songs that we have really helps to also nourish my faith, because I love not just the music, not just what it entails and how it speaks to me, but also the message that it delivers. The Christian message delivered in the songs that we have, portrayed in rap, portrayed in hip hop, portrayed in pop, portrayed in kids songs, in love songs, in high energy songs, slow, deep, meaningful songs, right? Whatever speaks to you, the Christian message is also aligned with our faith as members of the Church of Christ. So if you're going to stick with a music that's going to spiritually nourish you, listen to the INC original music, right? Not only that, we also have the INC MV, the INC music videos that goes along with the different songs, that's performed by our fellow brothers and sisters in the faith from all over the world, maybe in different languages too, that you can watch, right? We've got the the INC production, Iglesia ni Cristo, the production channel that we have, right? You've got INC Media, you've got the INC MVs, the music videos that goes along as well. We played a lot here on Faith and Melody. One of the popular ones that we've been playing lately was Is Deal With This, right? If you haven't seen that one. But that one's something that speaks to me as well, but I'm sure it speaks. Ian was, I know that he likes that song as well. But yeah, we've got so much that also can speak to us spiritually and to nourish our faith. But of course, we can't forget to mention our own personal prayers. When it comes to staying spiritually nourished, especially when it comes to a busy week, we, as members of the Church of Christ, we should be very prayerful every single day, every single moment that we need it. Not just for the hard times, but even for the good times. Let's always remain prayerful. Our personal prayers, we call them our devotional prayers, right? As members of the Church of Christ, it's called devotional because it's devoted. It's a set-aside time. We have devoted this day, this time to God, to hold a prayer, to talk to Him, right? To let Him know all of our worries, all of our cares, for the future, for whatever it might be. And it gives us an opportunity to also, when we have those prayers, it gives us an opportunity to thank God, but also to count the blessings that God has given us, right? Like one of the first things that we do at the beginning of each day is a prayer, right? And even at the end of the day, we pray to thank God for everything. And that gives us an opportunity to recall and think back the different blessings that God has given you, your loved ones, your household for that day, and to thank God for it. So not only are you counting your blessings, you're seeing and you're being grateful for the blessings that God has given you. Even the things that you might take lightly, right? Like the small things, right? They're very important, the blessings that comes into our life. So that's one from, I'm sure, for many of us. Prayers, but also the music. If you haven't already, make sure you check out the music that we have. Mercedes says here, for me, she says, it's tuning into Faith and Melody. I love that. Because it's not just listening to inspiring or uplifting music, but also having meaningful conversations filled with positivity and Christian values. I love that so much, Mercedes. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for feeling that way. Thank you for experiencing it like that as well. That's what we try to do here. I know for many of us, especially those in the Philippines, Caramel and Kuya Ian and Kuya Joshua and everyone tuning from the Philippines, it's a little bit late, right? But they stay up with us. They're here. And we do hope that you do get this, right? That not just the music that we play and that not just the songs that you request to give you the extra inspiration and to uplift your faith and your strength. But yes, we try to our best to have meaningful conversations here, not just positivity, but also realistic conversations, right? Because we know that life is challenging, life is hard, but we get to share how we are able to face those challenges on this show, on this program here on INC Radio, right? We get to share our Christian values on what gives us that strength, and what gives us the weapon that we need. That even though we're facing all these challenges, it's the reason why we're positive, because we have our Almighty God, those Christian values. So I love that comment, Mercedes. Thank you so much for sharing that and for feeling that way as well. Not just here on the Tuesday. Again, Faith and Melody, we're here 4 days a week, right? Monday to Thursday for those in the US side, but for those in the Philippines, we are at midnight every Tuesday to Friday at midnight. So when it ticks over on Monday and ticks over to midnight, and now it's Tuesday, that's the first day of the show. I know it's a little bit confusing, but midnight, Tuesday to Friday, we are here 4 days a week. Faith and Melody, we are here for you. Caramel is sharing up with us as well. To stay spiritually nourished, I avoid reading fake nonsense, news and negative news. I always listen and watch INC program in INC TV and online. And that's a great point, a great thing to point out as well, Po. No, Caramel, thank you so much for sharing that. There's a lot of things out there in online, on news outlets, on social media, a lot of fake things, a lot of things to invoke to unsettle people's minds and things like that. Negative news, right? That doesn't really inspire, that really scares a lot of people, right? Just you get to choose. Right, right. For all of us, we can take the initiative. We can be intentional on where and what we listen to, right? And the best place to get your news, best place to get your inspiration, here, INC Radio. We have INC Media. We have so many different channels. Even if you are on social media, we have the INC, the Iglesia Ni Cristo channels on all the different social media platforms that's out there, right? You can reach out, you can see us there. Go to those ones as well to give you your dose of inspiration and energy and excitement and upliftment that you need. So thank you for sharing that, Paul Caramel. That's very, very true. Cousin Ida's here. Hello, Cousin Ida. She's saying, hello, Ohana, Faith and Melody. Greetings from Edmonton. Visiting relatives, Greater Toronto. So there you go. Cousin Ida's there with us in the chat. Kuya Maria Cavello, prayer helps me to stay spiritually nourished. But yes, prayer is very, very important. Ate Asierto Antonio, she says, music, more veggies every meals, exercise po, prayers and listening, watching INC Radio day and night, one faith, one love, one hope. Warm greetings from Tagaytay City with love. Thank you so much for Asierto. I remember seeing your name. I can't remember what we call you. But yes, maraming salamat po for tuning in and for messaging us this beautiful message. But yes, a way for us to always look after our health and to be more balanced. So there you go. Thank you to everyone that shared their thoughts, that shared their insights. We are coming up to the end of the program. I feel like it's gone by really quick, right? I don't know about you, if you've been here with us from the top of the show, but I feel that it's come across. We've gone through this. It's been a really quick show already. We've covered a lot of things. My final takeaway for everything else out there is that, have you ever noticed that when your faith is strong, other areas of your life feel more balanced as well, right? A healthy life is built on good habits, but a fulfilling life is built on putting God first. If you take care of your spiritual life, your faith, everything else falls into place, right? So again, thank you to everyone for spending your time with me, for listening and tuning in with us, and even sharing your thoughts, your insights. And make sure that you tune in all the time, because we love having you and we love hearing your insights and your perspectives in life. Just to close off with our final Christian values that we prepared for today. Sometimes we think living a balanced life means making big changes. But often it's the small intentional choices we make each day that slowly shape who we become. By intentionally making room for our health, our loved ones, our responsibilities, personal growth, spiritual life, we can enjoy a more balanced life while keeping our faith and our duties to our Almighty God at the center. And with that said, Kuya Tech, if we can get our verse of the week loaded up, because before we close off our show, we always play our verse of the week this week on Faith and Melody. Another piece of message that we can take away with us, extra inspiration. Our verse of the week this week is titled, Why is it important to obey our parents? Let's all listen to this.
Every day, we're surrounded by people who try to influence our values, thoughts, and even actions. This is definitely true for young people, whose friends and acquaintances, and even those we're connected with on social media, are trying to influence the way we live. But who should the youth actually follow? I'm Brother Marvin Menguni, and I'd like to share this verse of the week with you, here in Colossians 3, and the verse is 20. Children, it is your Christian duty to obey your parents always, for that is what pleases God. While there are many people who try to influence our actions and thoughts every single day, who should we follow? Our parents, who teach us God's words and God's commandments. Now, why should we obey them? Because this is what pleases God. So if you're having a hard time understanding your parents and even obeying your parents, take a minute, take a moment, and reflect on what lesson they want you to learn. Consider which commandments of God they also want you to follow. Remember, our parents want what's best for us, and what's best for us is staying true to God's words. We hope this verse of the week gives you the inspiration that you need to start your week. Stay safe, stay strong, stay faithful. God bless.
Thank you again to Ka Marvin for that inspiring message that we can all take with us as additional inspiration for the week ahead. And with that said, again, thank you to everyone there in our chat. There's a few more final messages. Tita Glow, that's it. Tita Glow, Glow Ancierto Antonio from Tagaytay City. Yes, hello, Tita Glow. Thank you so much for tuning in and for your sweet messages that you've sent there in our chat. Kuya Ian, thank you for another inspiring episode. God bless us all po. Yes, thank you, Kuya Ian, for being here. Caramel as well. Thank you so much po for tuning in with us. I know it's a little bit late, but we really love and appreciate that you are here with us on our show, Faith and Melody. Tita Glow is there as well. But yes, thank you to everyone, Ka Mercedes earlier, and to everyone else. Shout out to our Kuya Tech. Our Kuya Tech there in the main studio that's been taking all our song requests and getting them played on today's broadcast and helping me out for today. So with that said, I do thank each one of you. Shout out as well to my wife Jem and to our daughter Lena, and as well, please tune in to the rest of the week. Tomorrow we have our Ate Care as well as the following day. So we still have 2 more days of Faith and Melody this week. So make sure that you always tune in here on INCRadio, same time at midnight there in the Philippines. Until next time, stay safe everyone, and we will see you again on the next episode. The closing song that we have prepared for you today is the song titled Mapagtatagumpayan ang Kaaway. Enjoy this and be safe, and we'll see you all again here on Faith and Melody. Take care, everyone. See you next time.
Habang papalapit na ang paghuhukom, palala na ang panahon. Kaaway natin ay gutom na gutom, gumagala tulad ng isang leon. Kaya kailangan nating maging ganap, kailangan natin na maging matatag, sapagkat ang diablo'y naghahanap ng madadaya niya at ipapahamak. Pero huwag ka mahal habang nasa daan, sapagkat ang Diyos sa ating magsasagalang. Wala tayong hindi kayang gawin, kung pananampalatay palalaguin. Pagpapala ng Diyos ay malalasap, kung tayo ay laging magtatapat. At ang sana mangyayari ang lahat ng ipinangako ng ating Ama.
Atensyon natin ay hindi dapat na iiba. Ang pananampalataya ay hindi dapat nagigiba. Kapag ang aral ng Diyos ang ating isinabuhay, mapagtatagumpayan natin ang mga kaaway.
Atensyon natin ay hindi dapat naiiba. Ang pananampalataya ay hindi dapat nagigiba. Kapag ang aral ng Diyos ang ating isinubuhay, mapagtatagumpayan natin ang mga kaaway.
Yeah, we have to be disciplined, resisting, commit sin, never give in. Stay away from all of the evil things, to be saved from eternal suffering. If we hold on firmly to the words of God, and we will never end up as a lost cause. To the loving Father put all our trust, He will surely help us, His chosen ones. Face the enemy and bring the fight, to let him win, fight him with all of our might. Be rooted in our faith and never break, cause we have God by our side. Never let the devil control your mind. Let us be alert and don't waste time. Never waver from our calling. Be steadfast, firm, and faith forever growing.